extraordinary final. Well, this is what it means, and the celebrations begin.
Welcome to Bloemfontein, where it's a very warm afternoon, and it's going to sap the energy of these two sides who play in this vital Carling Currie Cup game today. 33 degrees it is here, a little bit of a breeze which brings some relief to the heat. And there is the log, which you've probably heard Sam and Nas talk about. Some interesting permutations there, as Nas pointed out. And the Cheetahs in a situation where they have to win all three of their remaining games to stay in the hunt for the Currie Cup this year, remembering that they are the Currie Cup champions, and those are the fixtures that are coming up. Wednesday, that postponed game, the Bulls against the Lions at Loftus Versfeld. But meanwhile, it is the Sharks who would have been disappointed with their loss to the Lions last week after the triumphant win in Durban against the log leaders, the Bulls. And so a tense time for both sides as the Sharks try to maintain their position up in the top four in the log. Well, they've made a few changes there where Jeremy Ward starts. Werner Kok has been a late change in that side, takes over from Nkosi, and also John Hubert Meyer, who comes in the tight head position. Ruben van Heerden in the engine room for the Sharks. And the Cheetahs also making the changes. Fortuin and De Haas starting at half-back. Dries Swanepoel comes in. Frans Steyn moves back to fly half. And then the good back three, very good back three of Insila, Mohoje and Rudolph. A couple of guys in that Shark side playing against former teammates Oxenshare and also Henko Venter, who were Free Staters last year. The referee Marius van der Westhuizen doing the honours with Carl Wagner and Lukanya Arm. I have in commentary this afternoon my good mate Wim Visser.
Thank you, Mr. Hugh Bladen. Always a privilege to be upstairs with you as co-pilot. Before we get to business, firstly, season's greetings to all sitting at home watching this Carling Currie Cup fixture brought to you by your World of Champions. Just a quick one to give you a couple of numbers. We know it's a Cheetahs must-win scenario to keep their playoff spot alive. Cheetahs will play an expansive game, but they do get found wanting in those wider channels. They play a ruck and run style of rugby, and Harvey's Fourie, a big concern for him must be the 14 tries they have conceded in 3 outings. The Sharks, on the other hand, like you mentioned, Hugh, they come off a bad loss against the Lions last week. They struggled at scrum time. They got demolished at the scrum. They'll be looking for set-piece perfection to be direct and extremely physical. A quick one, though. The Sharks' last win in the City of Roses was back in 2018, where they won 33-29.
Well, in fact, if you look at the overall record, the Cheetahs have beaten the Sharks more times than, well, they lead the situation in team against team, as Carl Wagner leads the Toyota Cheetahs onto the field. Also starting for the Sharks that I failed to mention, Jaden Hendrickson at scrum half.
If we talk about historical matchups, you hit it right on the head. It's pretty even. 45 encounters, 23 wins for the Cheetahs. Sharks with 19 victories. There's been 2 draws, both in Bloemfontein in 2015, 34 and 30 points all.
Well, you saw in picture for a moment ago as we look at the referee and his assistants, Marius van der Westhuizen assisted by Amy Barrett-Tron and Griffin Colby, our TMO today. Very experienced Yaku Paper. So our RACS engineers will have their work cut out today, moving from bright sunshine into the shade. And Opa Mahoja just was in picture there for a moment. Also Clayton Blommakeys. Clayton Blommakeys playing his 59th Currie Cup game this afternoon. And he's been man of the match, has Dylan Richardson once or twice this season. Had a nice little run-in with Dwayne Vermeulen in that fixture against the Blue Bulls. And so it will be Clayton Blommakeys. Under pressure there immediately. Well, this is a great start for the Cheetahs, as Jeremy Ward was under huge pressure. De Haas awaits delivery of the ball. Wagner standing off. De Haas. And over they go. Fantastic. And it's Carl Wagner who gets in for the top. Brilliant start for the Cheetahs. A mistake from kickoff. It was a great kickoff by Clayton Blommakeys. The ball hung really, really high, and they were able to put pressure under the Sharks defenders, and the captain did the job.
Well, exactly. The hang time at that kickoff made the difference, but the kick chase from Roscoe Speckman put the pressure on. The Cheetahs were patient. The captain puts his head down, and there he finds a blade of grass.
The 9th youngest Springbok ever. And it's accurate by Frans Steyn. So a tremendous start for the home side.
Oh, it's a dream start, and as I mentioned, it started with a kickoff. Good body position from the captain. Ruben van Heer, Carl Wagner. Fantastic start, dream start. Cheetahs 7, Sharks 0.
So the Sharks have spread their players right across the halfway line.
Inside.
De Haas for Steyn. Blommakeys.
Stay at white foot. Stop. Thank you.
Beautifully anticipated by Bosch. Lebok, always quick on his feet. Hendrikse, way for Noche. Oh, that's brilliant reading of the play there by the Sharks as they get on the move in the front foot, and they just have to keep it alive. Here's Lebok. Breaks that first line of defence. Good defending there from Manus van der Merwe, but the Sharks still moving it up to the 22-metre line. And a disappointing end to the movement for the Sharks. Quickly taken by Blommakeys. Gains a little bit of ground. Finds Steyn in that... in fact, it's moved out wide in the end. Look at this interception. And absolutely incredible here for the Sharks. What a turnaround it is. One of those tries that the opposition sort of look at and say, how on earth did we do that? It was Yao Penke who does the job.
Good line speed in his defensive effort by Yao Penke. Outstanding stuff. Intercept, easy running. He's off to the races. And Sharks back in this one.
Thanks. Yeah, the number 9 really retired well. He was the guy that made the first tackle, so I'm happy that they were 10.
I don't know about that quick tap penalty from Clayton Blommakeys. You've just scored. You've earned yourself a penalty. Get into the opposition half and set it up from there.
Simplest of conversions for Kerwin Bosch. Levels the scores.
Good line speed from Penke. No one will stop him.
Just keep your winger there. He was really tight on the previous one. Put in front of the kick.
So mistakes by both sides leading to the points. Another beautiful high hanger, and Notches up to the job. Gets rid of Speckman unceremoniously.
Use it 9.
Hendrikse, Bosch, realised that his players on the outside were under a little bit of pressure. Small Smith getting it on the inside for Hinker Fenter. Taken forward momentarily for Oxenchair, playing against his former teammates. Blommeke's always active up in the back line. De Haas. Dad and Grandad were provincial rugby players. His granddad played for Free State and for Northern Transvaal. Peter De Haas, of course, playing his rugby for Free State. De Haas again. Not a bad probe that. Bosch always positions himself well, gets it back to Lebok. Look at the pace. Oh, and it was Mahoja who I think just grabbed a piece of cloth there, halting Lebok's progress. And he's in the action again. So the Sharks up in the pace here as they move the ball out wide. The ball may get a little bit slippery with the perspiration, which will develop on the hands of these players in this intense heat.
And just clear that tackle as well.
Looks like Marnie Libok has done himself a nasty, but both sides playing expensive rugby, fast and furious. Sharks as a group collectively showing good line speed defensively, tackling the Cheetahs back. Good running line by Libok. This is where he does himself the injury. Collision of heads between himself and Frans Steyn. Right there.
Yeah, well, that cut to that eyebrow sort of level always bleeds profusely. Sometimes looks a lot worse than it really is. Might need a stitch or two.
Currie Bosch, ball in hand, he's always dangerous. He will always look for that counter-attack. The running line of Marnie Libok, straight and direct. Bang.
Well, I think they might have a look at that. There've been a few yellow cards for head-high collisions during this Currie Cup.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was no, it's not a direct shoulder to the head or anything, it's just it's a head clash, but we are sanctioning the fact that there was no rap by the arm that actually made contact. Exactly. Okay. Captain. Okay, so the thing is, he's got to attempt to wrap with the arm that makes contact. There's no attempt to wrap with that arm. There is an attempt to wrap with the other arm. But that's irrelevant. So we're dealing with a head clash. There's nothing. It's just a penalty. So, just as I explained to him, the issue that we sanction is the fact that there's no wrap. Okay, by that arm. The head clash is totally irrelevant. It's not. So it's a penalty, and that's the final part.
Nukonya, I'm probably saying to the referee, look back at our game against the Bulls in Durban, where there were a clash of heads and some yellow cards handed out.
Okay.
But he said, that's the end of it. It's a penalty, and that's it. Currie Bosch.
That's it. This is the middle.
Not necessary for him to go for a
This is the middle. Okay, so that's the middle. So
assessment.
Open it
Looks
up.
like the Sharks are going to set up a driving maul. You can see Dylan Richardson in a scrum off position.
We're 7 minutes into the game, the first line out of the game. Good sack by the Cheetahs. Sharks are making progress, but it's too far towards the touchline. Hendrikse Hendricks again, keeping it at close quarters. The Sharks, good driving defence. Amongst others is Centre, the loose head prop. Comes for Hendricks again. The line speed of the Cheetahs, very good. Great play there by Manus van der Merwe to get the Cheetahs the ball. Staying with that booming boot of his.
Thank you.
Well, just doesn't go over the goal line, so Venket, now Lebok. No, in fact, it's Lukanyam who sets off his first real touch of the ball. Has made good ground over the 22 of the Sharks. Hendricks awaits for delivery. Bosch.
Stay black, stay on 9.
Blommerkies. Stain.
Stay white. 7.
Now, they need a roll of the ball here, do the Cheetahs, and don't get it. Lebok, who's been in a lot of the action, has Mani Lebok in the first 8.5 minutes of the game.
Lebok once again getting some attention after that head clash with Francois Steyn.
Okay.
He might be sent to do a head injury assessment.
This guy for an HIA. Yep. Okay. Thanks.
One can clearly see the intention of Franz Steyn. He's turning this big Sharks pack around, trying to keep the Cheetahs in the right areas of the field.
Yes.
What's important is percentage play in the opposition's half.
Apela Farsi should, makes his entry into the Currie Cup competition. Well, a good replacement for the Sharks to have. So the first line out of the match for the Cheetahs. Well taken there by Jean-Ray Rudolph.
Still going forward.
This is a good drive by the Cheetahs.
Advantage, side entry.
Heavy work being done by Fenta. They keep it in field. Nice pass from De Haas. Now a chance here. Well, Blommerkies was running out wide and there was very little defence from the Sharks, and it'll be a penalty to the Cheetahs.
Well, it's
side entry at the maul.
lateral entry at the driving maul. It was well structured by the Cheetahs. Firstly, a good two-handed take from Jean-Ray Rudolph. And then from there, body positions were good. The structured setup was good. And eventually winning that penalty. Leg driver's good. There's the lateral entry from the tight head prop. Trying to do damage control. John Hubert Meyer.
Well, if they have a drive like that from this line out, it'll be a certain try for the Cheetahs. Of course, they need to secure the ball. Van der Merwe with the throw. And up goes Renil Hugo.
Not straight.
And not in straight.
It's not straight, it's on the outside. Option, captain.
It's the sort of thing that has a coach probably slamming the desk.
Come down.
Yep, definitely not straight.
Clearly on the outside.
Well
shoulder.
called by the referee, Marius van der Westhuizen. And as you mentioned, coaches pull their hair out with that kind of situation. They've just demonstrated a good driving maul. They're in a perfect position to set the platform, and you concede possession. First scrum of the match. It's going to be interesting.
Crouch. Fine.
Interesting formation here. No, Kerwin Bosch was up on the try line, and now he's moved back behind the scrum. For a moment, I thought, what are they doing here?
Okay, just on this side, height.
So you can see that the front three, the Cheetahs are heavier, the locks are very similar. And the loose trio also pretty similar.
Thank you. Crouch. Bind. Set. Now, guys. I told you before the time it will be slow. I told you before the time it will be slow. So it's a little bit in here and then it's in as well. Sort it out.
Slightly overextended both.
Sure.
The loose head of the Cheetahs, Juan Fenter, and the tight head John Herbert Meyer. They need to get slightly closer.
Good pressure, boys. Good pressure. I like it. I like it. Lock.
Crouch.
Andre, watch. X is going to pick up, eh? Sure.
Bind.
Sure. I'm going to open up.
Set.
Well, the Cheetahs applying the pressure, and there was a little knock on there, said the referee, and so the Cheetahs get the put into the scrum. Great scrum by them.
Initially the pressure was stable from the Sharks side, but the second shove coming in from the Cheetahs, forcing that unforced error. Micro battle won by the Cheetahs up front, and an opportunity left and right. What's important, they need to play to the wheel.
You know, William Small-Smith just hovering behind the scrum May into the back line on the open side.
The Sharks only defending with one defender in that blindside channel. A good tight head lean. 8-9.
Set.
8-9, try.
9 the ball.
Well,
use it now.
De Haas. Well, it is so close. There are no runners on the outside for the Cheetahs, though. They're all gathered on that side.
Still playing a penalty advantage.
So they're on an advantage here, are the Cheetahs. They could pick and go. And Kunu is very prominent there, and the referee has awarded the try.
I'm happy with that.
And so it is Manus van der Merwe who got up with a smile on his face.
Solid scrum from the Cheetahs. That's where it all started. And then the big Francois Steyn at 114 kilograms got well over the advantage line. And then what I liked about the Cheetahs' attitude, percentage play close to the try line. They maintained possession. And the hooker, Manus van der Merwe, a product of Nelspruit High School, scores the second try for the Cheetahs.
Thank you.
Another booming conversion by Frans Steyn. That went into row Z in the lower tier. Was huge by I said he was the youngest, 9th youngest Springbok, but the youngest Springbok since 1938.
Good body position by Van der Merwe. Frans Steyn, one of few Springboks to win 2 World Cups, Rugby World Cups.
Stay white. I did check it. The message I got was he was alongside him.
Sorry, hold. Come up. Mark is here, man.
Well, they get the tap now. It's with Richardson.
Get out, please.
Interesting to see what tactics they use now. Will Kerwin Bosch kick for goal, or will they look for something down the touchline.
That's the
Well, looks like he's going to do the latter. Well, he probably would have wanted to gain a little bit more ground than that, but nonetheless, it found touch.
The problem is Fanameva stuck in no man's land. You need to make a clear effort in front of the referee, either to roll out the back or to the side.
Good line-out play, and now it's Richardson again. Setting it up, Hendricks up. Ooh, and Oxen Chair couldn't hold on. So there would be... well, that ball came flying back, and the referee saying offside by the Sharks. So let's see where Franz Steyn kicks this to. Oh, he shortened his angle to make sure.
That's exactly what his forwards need in this heat. Find yourself in the opposition halfway line. The Cheetahs coach,
Here we go.
Harvey's Currie.
This is the middle. Thank you.
Harvey's Currie, who worked with Reinhard Fortuyn. The Cheetahs fly half at the Marties. Nice little variation at line-out time. Nicely away by Fortuyn as well. The Haas's service has been really nice, and that's good tactical play by Blommakies. But Pinkett has done very well indeed. Parsi up there.
Clear release. Not clear enough.
Release the ball, man.
Oh, 10 meters given away. Chandra Rudolph, the guilty party.
Should I go another 10? That's it there. Here we go. This is it, yeah.
Well, again, Currie Bosch making sure he had a little or no angle.
Does not release, no daylight demonstrated. You have to allow the attacking player to place the ball. Set a target for your cleaners.
Play. I broke the 10.
Strong work by Richardson again. Lovely hands from Notche.
Never, and I'll release now. Never had his hands on.
Bosch.
Playing advantage offside. 13 and 4. Offside. 13.
Yeah, well, they're applying the pressure. G. Swanepoel pointed out that time by the referee.
Okay, just said, Captain, I spoke to you in the change room about throwing the ball away.
Yeah.
They clearly want to go quickly.
Okay, perfect.
So I've marched 110 now, and there's another one now. So the ball's in your court. What's going to happen from here onwards?
If I have it, can I just drop it here?
Just put it down. Don't walk away with it and throw it there.
Well, the captain, Carl Wegner, getting called into the headmaster's office and warned due to ill discipline from this Cheetahs side, throwing the ball away. And once again, it's going to be Currie Bosch.
Well, interesting play by Speckman, but very efficient play by Speckman, and then unfortunately they couldn't get it going, but Hendricks gets it going for Farsi. Hendricks the way for Van Vieren.
Holding on. Good clear release. Standing in on the
Work
ball
from
again.
Manus van der Merwe, the hooker of the Cheetahs, getting into a position of strength immediately and winning that turnover and penalty for his side.
So a big kick by Franz Steyn, who seemed to steal a couple of meters there.
Take a look at this, Hugh. shows daylight immediately onto that ball and wins that penalty for his side. Sorry, that's Jean-Ray Rudolph, actually.
That's the middle.
Time with the Leopards and with the Pumas, Jean-Ray Rudolph.
He was the captain of the Picker Varsity Cup side that won the Varsity Cup, coached by one of our colleagues, Johnny McQuena.
Well, they use Rudolph to good effect.
It's long arm transfer, not Bond to the Ripper. Long arm transfer to number 7.
So it's Mahoshe
He's got a
who's
bind
penalised by
onto
the
jumper.
referee.
He's passing it. On the 15.
Good two-handed take by Rudolph. But the person that rips the ball needs to rip it on the player. And the ball was transferred immediately to Opa Mahoshe, and therefore obstruction caused.
No. Open. I can't do anything if you shift off the mark.
Van Vuren, Hendricks, Bosch, Ward. Hendricks again. Now it's with Henko Fenta against his former teammates.
Okay, ball is available.
Hendricks again. Van Vuren takes it back to where the support is.
Now tackle, now release it. Okay, there.
Bosch. Nice little ball on the inside. But good defense by the Cheetahs.
No advantage.
Handling errors letting the Sharks down, gifting possession back to the Cheetahs. And they are having a water break.
Yeah.
Due to the heat.
Yeah, we thought that this would be the modus operandi. And so the welcome water break, I would say, Vim. Also time for the water carriers just to get the instructions from the coaches. So Sam is down to give us an update on Mani Lebok.
Yeah, well, the doctors and the medics downstairs have confirmed that Mani Lebok has failed his concussion test. He's still behind closed doors getting stitches at the moment. So the sub for Apelele Fassi is going to remain permanent for the rest of the match.
Well, there's a lot of chat going on by both sides.
Let's have a sacrificial mindset of cleaning breakdowns. Yeah, carry all the time. Okay.
So,
Something will come for you.
as Sam said, Fassi will be on the field for the rest of the game. There have been quite a few penalties in this match. In fact, too many in the first 20-odd minutes of the game for both sides. Dries Swanepoel doing quite a lot of talking. Well, he was captain of Grey College, and there are a lot of Grey old boys in the side. And in fact, he was captain of the school. They didn't say head boy, but the captain of Grey College was Dries Swanepoel. He and Jan Saffontein forming a brilliant schoolboy centre combination. Brent Janssen van Rensburg, who's taken over the coaching today. They will be flying back to Durban, will the Sharks side, this evening after the game. Lucanio and Kerwin Bosch just having a little conference there.
How is he?
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Well, so far, the Cheetahs have had the upper hand in the scrum situation.
It's only a free kick.
And this time a free kick. So will they scrum again? Yes, they will.
Just keep your weight. I'll sort it out if he goes in like that. Got to keep your weight. Yeah.
Too early was
I think I've
the
been
Sharks
very
tight head
patient up till now,
prop,
but
John
yeah.
Hubert Meyer.
Let's go.
Saw John Hubert playing for Marty's in the Varsity Cup.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Well, look how static that scrum is. Now the Cheetahs just getting the upper hand. Brilliant combined shove as Rudolph couldn't get the pass to hand.
Genuine attempt to catch it. No advantage. Going forward.
So winning that penalty
sure what more you
because
want
of
at
their
this
scrum
stage.
power, the Cheetahs.
Concerning times for the Sharks. That second shove came on.
Shot.
And I must say, very impressed with Kuta Makuna. He applied that pressure, and take a look at this. Francois Steyn with that bionic right boot is going to have an attempt.
Ja, ek het gedink hy gaan moet wel, né? Nou check.
Well, I was wondering earlier on here, when this is the scrum situation.
All is static, and then the second shove comes on. And look at that. Totally owning his space.
Terrific by Venter, Van der Merwe and Kunu, with support from Wagner and Hugo. Now let's see how far this goes. Oh, he's hit it low and crook and over. I thought it was just going to shave that left hand upright, but it was low and over.
Francois Steyn, cool, calm and collective. He could have gone back another 15 meters and went so far.
Secure by Renil Hugo. Daniel
Taken
Peter
back.
Hugo's dad played in 2 tests for South Africa
knock on.
against the World 15 in 1989.
Brian Venter coming back on the angle, running a good line. But an open and shut case of taking your eyes off the ball and looking at the approaching defender.
That's it. Bly net op jou slot asseblief. Is that? Yeah. I'll keep on looking at it. Very happy, but we'll keep on looking at it.
There we have the penalties conceded. You can see there 18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Now, it's 5 penalties apiece, but what the Cheetahs have done, it's kept them in the right areas of the field, and they've been clinical in their execution. The Sharks, on the other hand, a little bit more scrappy.
Crouch. Bind.
You see Werner Koch to the right of the Sharks. Scrum with Farsi. I don't think
I'm
Werner's
not
touched
sure
the ball yet.
if it's a pulling back. Anything on this side, Grip?
What an awesome matchup. Werner Koch versus Roscoe Speckman,
No.
the 2 Blitzbokker buddies.
Okay. He said everything is fine.
Overextended is the tight head prop of the Sharks. Goes straight aground. He needs to get his feet and legs up underneath him.
Crouch. Bind.
And yet another penalty against the Sharks scrum. So it is a problem area for them right now.
Yeah. So I'll have it.
Definitely so. It was a problem area for them last week against the Lions, where they lost 27 points to 12 in Johannesburg.
That's your one. Just put it down.
Another big kick by Franz Steyn.
Okay. That's why I haven't done anything. Just put it down. You'll get the
Going in
same.
early does the tight head prop. Trying to get that extra lean and hit, and the referee, Marius van der Westhuizen, losing his patience. And it's the second scrum penalty
Doesn't matter to
in
me.
a couple of minutes that the Cheetahs have won.
They move Jean-Ray Rudolph to the front for that reason. Fortuin, Steyn, good low tackle by Jeremy Ward. De Haas, Fortuin, Blommerkies. Oh, here's Speckman, a lovely ball away for William Small-Smith. And they come again, Wagner. Good tackle there by Van Heerden. De Haas, Fortuin, Steyn got away from Ward that time, but helped well by Noche. Wagner getting that ball away. It's a little low for Reniel Hugo, but the penalty goes the way of the Cheetahs again.
Outstanding ball retention from the Cheetahs.
Time off for a serious injury there.
Good ball placement. The cleaners are immediate. And once again, it looks like Franz Steyn will opt for the posts. There's an injury.
Okay.
Got a feeling it could be G. Swanepoel.
Before the game was the stability. There's just a clear issue on this side with the tight head and the hooker stability. Perfect on the far side. But let's get that right because we need to...
Small-Smith. Oh, it's William Small-Smith.
Thank you.
He lands right on his head there.
So immediately they had the mobile stretcher onto the field.
Sure.
You don't mind. This is preventing our cleaners are in good position with a double roll.
So William Small-Smith will have to go for a head injury assessment.
Perfect. I will have chat them up. Definitely. We'll have a look at it. Thanks. Okay. Having a shot.
He lands straight on his head. For safety, we'll go have that check. But it's the Cheetahs dominating the tempo.
Thank you.
So Reno Smith, sorry Vim, onto the park, the former Sharks player. Of course, he made his name also playing for the Puka in Potchefstroom for the during the Varsity Cup.
Thanks for that. Thanks.
And again, it's successful, goes high into the grandstand again. So 4 out of 4 for Franz Steyn.
Ill-discipline letting the Sharks down at the moment. It started with a scrum penalty, put the Cheetahs in the right area of the field, and then they're trying to apply a rush tactic defense, trapped off sides. Franz Steyn keeps that scoreboard ticking over.
Hugo very secure at the kick-off
Fine,
time. So important that a man's hands are safe in that situation. De Haas, Wagner.
Nine, use it!
De Haas, first kick we've seen this afternoon by a scrum half. Werner Koch goes into clear very nicely. Chance here for Van Vuren to get things moving. Well taken by him again. Hendrickse, Bosch. Oh, it's well read there on that far side by Reno Smith. came darting in to stem the danger. Hendrikse and Che. Now the skipper needs to set them alight here. The Sharks couldn't get the pass away. Eventually it was Van Heerden who made a telling tackle. Werner Kok has to move pretty quickly here. Now was that carried over?
Inside.
No, the referee, I think, getting the call from Amy Barrett-Tron.
Yes. I thought it was pretty good on that one by 13.
Wagner. Good line of defense by the Sharks. De Haas for Nkunu. The cleaning out is good there. De Haas again. Quickly by Steyn. Again, good defense by Hendrikse. Very quickly up for the Sharks. De Haas. Everything happening in close quarters as Venter goes to ground. Good play there by Henko Venter. Once again, that Sharks defense is up very quickly. Blommakies.
Say it wide. Yeah. Okay.
Work for Farsi here.
Vantage knock on.
Grabbed by Venter.
It's a great contest there. No advantage for the knock.
It was a good kick chase from Reno Smith. Fortunately knocking the ball on in the contest in the air.
Okay. Sure. I'm not seeing it, but thanks. I'll make it aware of it. But I'll have a look at it.
9 handling errors in total. 4 by the Cheetahs, 5 by the Sharks. It's 9 times that you have gifted the opposition the ball.
Okay, let's go. Stability, please. Forward.
You, the Sharks,
Before
have come under pressure at scrum time. They need a stable scrum. You'll expect the Cheetahs to throw everything at the scrum, including the kitchen sink.
Well, this is when you say get the ball in quickly down channel 1 and get it out of the scrum as quickly as possible when you've been under pressure.
Set.
That's exactly what they do. Bosch, Hendrikse did well to hold on to that one. Pinker, he's got pace, this left wing out. Terrific run by the sturdily built centre. Good support play from Lucanio. Farsi up there as well. Hendrikse. Now it's with Venter. So a good breakout, all
Not supporting your body weight. 8.
created by an outstanding break from the left winger.
Yao Pinke has got blistering pace. He actually stripped Francois Steyn. The penalty was inflicted by the number 8. Jean-Andre Rudolph, not supporting his own body weight. Had his hands on the ball and then...
He's clearly on his arms.
Yo.
Say again.
Well, the kicks for touch have not brought reward, and so a change in tactic here by Lucanio. Sometimes the water carrier will hurtle onto the field with the kicking tee, and they know the coach wants them to kick for goal. And accurate by Kerwin Bosch. Gets the scoreboard moving for the Sharks. I think that was a good tactic.
I fully agree with you, Hugh. They've been in the Cheetahs' opposition on numerous occasions, and it's vital to get that scoreboard ticking over, especially with 3.5 minutes until half-time.
Now this is a vital situation in the game. Blommetjies has kicked off beautifully, and the receiver needs to make sure. Well, you see, that's just exactly what has happened that puts the Sharks on the back foot.
It's fine, the ball is available.
De Haas. Fortuin.
No advantage. No.
So they will go back for the scrum from the knock on from the kick-off.
Say again?
But look at that field situation. So often a side will score and then they mess up receiving the kick-off.
How often do you see that, though?
Say again?
Restart and you give possession straight back to the opposition. And this is a perfectly positioned scrum for the Cheetahs. They've got options left. Roscoe Speckman on the left. They've got options right. Let's see what transpires from here.
Well, we talked about it many times from the Sharks situation. Remember
Let's go, please.
them, you'll remember Pat Teichmann, Hubert. Or the other way around, Teichmann, Pat Hubert, try. Happens so often in their careers.
Crouch. Fine. Set.
Well, they got that scrum
No. It's first going to the side. And then
going very quickly, going skew.
It's not clear going
I
forward.
would say, Vim, that the Cheetahs front row are enjoying this afternoon.
Oh, definitely so. Warren Venter having an outstanding outing. Manus van der Merwe, Kuta Makuna, 117 kilograms, the tight prop of this Cheetahs side. Warren Venter, 110 kilograms. And then they've got a sturdy guy right in the middle at 107 kilograms. Solid.
Crouch. Fine. Set. It's not going forward. Get it out now.
Worked out by Rudolph Forstein. Take some stopping. Worked up by Mahoje. De Haas. Fortuin, Blommetjies.
Backwards.
And Smith did really well to get him on the front foot. Now look at Venter go. The loose head prop. De Haas, Stein. Well read by Frans Stein, but it comes for De Haas quickly. And then
For a knock on, just a knock
coming
on.
for Mahoje. In fact, Tsinsila, who took it forward.
Lands now, lands!
De Haas.
That's
Kunu
advantage
wrapped
over.
up very quickly. Wechner stands off, then the drive forward with help from the front rankers. And right on half-time, quickly taken by De Haas. Was that the right decision? And on the far side, Rainer Smith will run it in. And it all came from a mix-up in the Sharks receiving of the kick-off.
Ruben De Haas, was it the right decision? Yes, it was. Quick tap penalty. Finds the space out wide. And what Rainer Smith did well, he kept his depth. He hugged that far touchline, and we know that man with ball in hand is dynamic. Good offload and the taken by Ruben De Haas. A man that has represented the USA Eagles with 17 caps. He scored 5 tries for them. And he hails from Little Rock Rugby Club.
Yeah, high school at Jesseville High School in Arkansas. you look at the list of the youngest Springboks ever, Freddie Turner played for South Africa in 1933, and then the next youngest was this man here. Bang! Low and over. So the players will repair to the change room and get out of the heat. But look at that scoreline, and it's been really a problem for the Sharks. At scrum time has been their biggest problem, but the Cheetahs leading by 17 points.
7-10 against the Sharks. 3 tries to 1 we've seen in that first 40 minutes, and it's been an interesting time as far as that 40 minutes goes. Nasbote, we're going to have a look at the tries in just a moment, but what did you make of that first 40?
Firstly, Cheetahs scrumming very well. Secondly, there's a couple of opportunities that the Sharks decided to go for touch instead of taking penalties, putting points on the board. And this was actually from the kickoff. It was absolutely magnificent play by the Cheetahs. But the thing is, Sam, what you need to question is they decide to go for touch. Currie Bosch is not kicking well towards touch, okay, and then they're struggling a little bit in the line-out. So firstly, you don't kick for touch if you struggle in the line-outs. When you dominate line-outs, then that's when you kick for touch. But you can't take a penalty on the halfway line and then go and do a line-out on the 22. If you take a penalty on the halfway line, kick it to touch, then at least you must make sure you're 10 meters away from the goal line. So a couple of question marks around decision-making by the Sharks, but rather give credit at the moment. Cheetah scrumming very well. The combat for the ball on the ground is absolutely brilliant, and they're putting pressure in some of the lineouts.
And we just saw Alpengla's try as well for the Sharks, and that was a mistake that came out of the Cheetah side as well. So the Cheetahs have been pretty much on the front foot throughout the first 40.
I'm not too keen on taking quick penalties, okay? But this worked out really nicely, okay? And a great try by the Cheetahs. But I'm so glad you're mentioning it, because the thing is, Sam, you have to make some decisions. You've just scored. You worked hard for 7 points. Then you give away 7 points 30 seconds later. Where sometimes when you're inside your 22, you've worked for the try, you've got the 7 points on the board, just sometimes take the pressure and put it back onto the opposition inside their 22.
Now, one of the things we can look at there are the turnovers as well. Turnovers conceded. It says the Sharks have got 1, but also their scrums that they've lost as well have had a huge impact.
Absolutely. 3 penalties so far. 2 penalties and a short-on penalty in the scrums against the Sharks. So that means that's another 3 turnovers. So that's why I say it's so difficult in a game like today. 1 turnover can turn it for you. Now, you gave away 3 already in scrums. They've lost at least 1 or 2 lineouts in the first half. So that's 5 turnovers.
Yeah,
it's just too many.
Now, one of the things we do need to look at as far as the scrumming goes, could we see Oxenchair then moving into that tight head position where Meyer is really struggling?
What they need to do is they need to sort out the scrums, because the Cheetahs are putting the pressure in the scrum on them, okay? So from there, it's a little bit of a ripple effect. It's the fly-off's a little bit more under pressure, the backline's a little bit, because let's be honest, some of the Sharks' individual plays absolutely brilliant. They're getting over the advantage line. They're breaking the defensive line. But the thing is, it should be a team effort. It's not an individual doing that. And at the moment, it's more individuals doing that than the team.
Well, 40 minutes to go here at Toyota Free State Stadium. What is going to happen? Only time will tell. Second half is coming up next.
The Cheetahs lead in Bloemfontein 27 points to 10. A fantastic first half for the Cheetahs. Let's go and hear from the coaches.
Melissa, you must be very happy with that first half.
Yes, the first half, I think we did the small things right. We still need to apply the pressure more. So it's really going well. So we just need to obviously be in the right area of the game. Second half, that's going to be very important to start very well.
Coach, not the first that you guys wanted, but hey, there's still another 40 minutes coming up.
100%. No, the first sort of 10 minutes we've got some great transitions and broken field, but I think the focus for the second half is trying to force the ball away from the set piece, that we create those kick counter and transition moments.
A little bit of discipline is letting you down. Second half certainly is going to be a change of strategy.
No, so we've spoken about just that discipline on the onside line, so I think we'll see a change in that second half and giving some good pictures to the referee.
Well, the words from the assistant coaches there, and Vim, 17 points deficit. There's got to be a remarkable turnaround in this game if the Sharks are going to pull it out of the fire.
I fully agree with you. The worst thing the Cheetahs can do now is start defending the lead and letting the Sharks in the back door. The big problem, like we know, first half scrums was difficult for the Sharks. The clinical setup by the Cheetahs was outstanding, out of the book. Options is to bring Michael Kumbarai on, who had a tough time last week against the Lions, to replace John Herbert Meyer.
We will.
The Cheetahs just need to keep on playing percentage rugby in the right areas of the field.
Thank you.
And continue what they did in that first half.
So the two replacements, the two number 23s on the field, Farsi for the Sharks and Rano Smith for the Cheetahs.
Thanks.
The Cheetahs, 3 tries
Captain.
to 1, remember. They're lying 5th on the log with 21 points. Sharks 4th on the log with 28 points. Kerwin Bosch. Dahas, and then they carry it close quarters and take it up to the 22.
It's outside now. Use it, 9.
Well, it's just the second kick we've seen all afternoon. Beautifully taken by... No, couldn't hold on, Farsi.
No advantage for the knock.
Just the second kick. Well, we just heard that William Small-Smith, who got cleared with a head injury assessment and then twisted his knee coming down onto the field. It's a bad luck for, man, one might call a veteran of Free State Rugby. Spent some time after school here in Bloemfontein with the Blue Bulls.
Fine.
Been impressed with the service that Ruben de Haas has given. He's had a good front foot ball of them, but looks to be a very workmanlike contact scrum half.
I have to agree with you. Split-second decisions have been clinical. His kicks, he's only kicked twice, have been perfectly weighted.
Fortain doing well as well, but although fly halves these days don't get to carry the ball as many times as they did in the past.
No one clearly going forward.
Well, good harassing by Hendrickse.
No one clearly going forward.
Gets a high five from Henko Venter. Jaden Hendrickse.
A lot more solid from the Sharks, but getting trapped at the back. Does Ruben de Haas. Jaden Hendrickse, good pressure at the base of that scrum from the Sharks scrum half.
I think he is.
Well,
over the
they
15.
Haven't accomplished that pretty well. With Rudolph doing some good work there. De Haas again, beautifully taken by Fortain.
Tackler!
De Haas, quick hands there by Reniel Hugo. Now it comes for Venter. Juan Venter. Steyn.
Stay here, White!
Well, he was looking to boot that about 70 meters, and a hand raised in apology.
Yep, he takes the wrong club out of the bag and shanks that totally. You can see the disappointment on his face. He knows he's better than that.
And check. Hendrikse, not check. Hendrikse again, Bosch, wait for Pinkett.
Vantage knock on.
And unfortunately, Aston Fortuyn couldn't hold on to a knee-high pass.
Nas mentioned it at half-time. Too many turnovers conceded by the Shark side, gifting possession back to the Cheetahs. Take nothing away from the Cheetahs. Defensively, they've been sound. Collectively, as a group, they've showed good line speed. At the end of the day, Hugh, you only play as well as your opposition allow you to play.
I'm here, baby.
Alright, bent op die trui. Jy moet nie op die broek gaan nie. That's exactly the message I gave him. And your side as well. Crouch. Bind. Set. Just stay the ball.
De Haas, Smith, Steyn forward. Referee right on the spot, right in line with the play.
Geez, that was close. Reino Smith used as the catalyst, and the running line of Frans Steyn out of this book. Let's take a look at this again.
Yeah. Let's go, please, Black.
Let's go, boys. No patience.
That's it, left off the mark. You go left. You go left. Thank you.
Look at the wing. Go easy. Back, process. Hey, check that fullback, okay? Let's go.
Crouch.
Check out fullback.
Bind. Set.
Hendrikse, Farsi, and the little kick ahead, just overcooked a little bit. So they use Mahoje to good effect at line-out time.
That's a tackle.
Stop momentum, boys.
De Haas, Fortuyn,
White, Sayer.
Farsi, good take.
Ball was out.
Well, they need to clean out a bit more
White, you're off your feet.
cleanly, one might say. Hendrikse.
Okay, out now, one.
Perilously close to being offside there, the Cheetahs forwards.
Okay, you're on.
Fortuyn couldn't hold on, and then an instinctive play there by, it looked like
They 10.
it was Nsila.
I'm happy they 10.
Away by Fortuin. Then the tap pass is good for Vanderkok. And he does well. Look at this run in here. This is fantastic. Was that an early tackle? And I think the referee may say, they'll have a look at this. This could be a penalty try situation. Vanderkok, who's had precious little opportunity today. Meanwhile, I think Hendricks is down.
Got early tackle here. At this stage, I'm sitting at a yellow card for a cynical infringement. I just want to check for a penalty try option. Can we just throw that on the screen?
Okay, let's start at the beginning. Let's see if on the timing of the tackle. And
yes.
Then
Yeah. Just give me time, please. Okay, so I clearly see.
Just hold on.
Good offload by your Pinker.
Yeah,
it's definitely an early tackle.
Early.
It's definitely a yellow card.
Sam, can you give us a wide shot from the back, please?
Oh, that's a penalty try. You're not going to stop that man.
Just give us time.
Okay, Marius. So it's clearly an early tackle, so it's cynical.
Yes.
So I agree with the yellow card.
So the question is just, was there a probable try opportunity?
If you take the act out of the foul play act out of the equation, the tackler is still there.
Yes.
So and there's nobody to offload to in an onside position, as I can see.
Yes. So if the tackle wasn't early, the player was still in a position to make the tackle, but it is a cynical infringement. Therefore, he's in the bin, but it's not a penalty try.
Agree with you.
Okay, thank you.
From my side, would it be possible for the guy to score the try?
So the thing is, okay, there's no one in front of him, but you can't take the action of this player, 14 out of the, he is still there. So it's just an early tackle. I believe he would still have made the tackle. It is a cynical infringement, however, so he's in the bin.
Well, I think that's well read between the
It's not that you take this player out completely. I get the fact, but it's
Roscoe
not a
Speckman will spend 10 minutes in the sin bin.
It's an early tackle. Yes.
Or more experience in the TMO than Yaku Paper. I got that wrong.
Well, he would have, as they read it, Roscoe Speckman would have made the tackle.
But how do you know?
I mean, maybe he was there, and that's how they read it.
I fully agree with that, but maybe a handoff.
Not getting the ball on the inside. Now the Sharks need to turn this into points.
Release it! White!
Hendrickson, Venter. Help there from Ruben van Heerden. Hendrickson looking to get it away to Meyer or Oxenchair. Help from Oxenchair for
It's ripped in the tackle, it's fine.
And now it's been turned over. So good work there by the loose forwards of the Cheetahs. De Haas and then Steyn. Another boomer. And one of the Sharks players is down again.
Well defended by the Cheetahs. A massive macro battle won at this. Good defense. Hard and low. Once again, being turned over at the breakdown do the Sharks.
Okay, we've got a serious injury there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, you've been subbed.
So the Cheetahs with two replacements coming on, Louis van der Westhuizen and Cameron Dawson.
We're just getting
also Konrad van Vuren is on the field, so a whole new front row for the Cheetahs.
John Hubert Meyer going in with his head.
Yeah.
That's where he does himself the injury. All precautions are being taken on the field.
So Michael Kumbarai also on the field for the Sharks as we see this very unfortunate clash, but the Cheetahs on defence, they're absolutely brilliant.
I don't see clear foul play there. Do you see anything?
It is John Hubert Meyer.
Yes.
We're looking at Brian Fenter leading with the left shoulder straight into the head neck area of John Hubert Meyer. Right there.
Yes. Yeah.
So there will be words, I'm sure, between Marius van der Veerstaden and
mitigation is that he's dropping.
Jakob Peiper.
He'll bring us down to yellow.
Okay, so because the player's up high and we've got direct contact with the head, then obviously we go into the framework and we start high. Because the player dips a considerable distance, you mitigate down to the yellow card.
Yes, and there's a leg tackle, so the player drops in right.
Okay. All right. So we need, is that number one?
That's number one.
Okay. So just give us time. Just give us time. We need number one. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Whoever's on for number one has got to go off because we all fit in. Okay, so you've just got to go. We just need to deal with this active foul play.
So it will be number 17 who will
Captain
have to go off.
Okay, so get the fact it's high, it's to the head, but because
So
the player
Cameron
dipped a
Dawson
considerable distance,
went
it's
onto the field.
mitigated down from a red to a yellow.
Now he's come back. So they will play with, right now, 13 men, Vim. And they'll go back. And when the first scrum takes place, I'm sure Dawson will be called onto the field. So one of the loose forwards will have to go off.
Knock to the head. So the mitigating factor is that the player actually dipped a considerable distance. That's why you take it down from a red to a yellow. We have to protect the head.
Interesting decision here for the Sharks.
And there's no wrap either, so it's always illegal.
They have a penalty advantage. I would opt for the scrum. Because there will be a man less.
Well, now Dawson will have to come onto the field. And who will be dispatched. I always feel sorry for a loose forward. He's done nothing wrong. And he has to go into the bin.
Okay, so 4 and 5, we just need someone on because
it's going to be Andisa and Sila.
Okay, they're sending number 7.
No, it's not. It's Opamahoje who will leave the field.
He's not sure if he's on or off.
19 tests to his name.
He's coming in your direction there. Yeah, well, it's if it wasn't for the scrum, you would not have been here.
So it's 8 against 7 up front, 15 against 13, 2 yellow cards for the Cheetahs. This is a massive scrum for the Sharks. Perfect position to set up a platform. They need
crouch.
It's a strong scrum.
Well, Jean-Andre Ruloff has moved to the flank situation on this side of the scrum, the number 8 for the Cheetahs. Sometimes they bring a winger onto the flank. It looks like Grano Smith is volunteer. No, he's not. He's going to have a little team talk with the rest of his backs.
Out of picture, the Sharks have 2 in that blindside channel. Cheetahs defending with 2 men in the channel.
Bind. 9.
Massive scrum here.
Well, interestingly enough,
Six.
one of them on the far side is Currie Bosch. So interesting, and he gets a little sidestep and couldn't get the pass away. Werner Koch, always full of energy and full of wanting to go. Penalty for the Sharks again.
Good, yeah.
Runner for Fortain just getting up rather slowly. Well, one feels that the Sharks have to score now to get into this game to be competitive. That's in the hands there of Kieran van Vuren,
It's a late sack.
Hendricks, Ward. In there quickly is Jean-Ray Rudolph. And Sharks penalty. Hinka Venter looking to probe against his old teammates.
It's way too late. It's number 8. Yeah.
Chandra Rudolph sanctioned for a late sack, and therefore the penalty for the Sharks. To remind you, it's 8 against 7 up front.
Taken by Venter.
Down on the jumper.
Now working it back to Van Vuren. Can they get the drive on the go? They've got a little bit of movement going. Now they've got more movement. You can see Jeremy Ward in there for the Sharks, and it's all a little bit of a scramble. The referee saying use it, and they haven't, and it's a Cheetahs scrum.
Oh, it's a massive micro battle won by the Cheetahs with a man in the sin bin. Jean-Ray Rudolph does outstanding work. He comes straight through the middle of that maul, gets his hand on the ball, forces the turnover.
Get him up, and then we can go.
Good defensive effort by the Cheetahs pack.
Okay, time off. Let's go, please.
Take a look at Rudolph there, Hugh. Straight through the middle, hands on the ball, forces the turnover.
Well, I would say at this stage that he's the pick of the loose forwards. He's done some tremendous scavenging, very experienced, having represented 2 other provinces as well, experienced as a captain, a good leader to have. Carl Wechner, of course, the official captain of the Cheetahs side, also very experienced, is Wechner. Well, look at that. It looks like they've got that scrum moving forward. Have the Cheetahs. There's going to be a huge shouts of triumph by the Cheetahs players. Their penalty advantage they're on, and the referee gives it now. And there will be a lot of high-fiving, I'm sure. Well, not so much cheering going on.
Well, the Cheetahs doing the business up front.
Remember that they've got two new men there in Van der Westhuizen and Van Vuren.
That's correct. And with a man less in the scrum as well, they dominate it, forcing that penalty, and Francois Steyn will just knock them back.
In fact, I do the third one in injustice. Cameron Dawson did come onto the field to play in the front row with the dismissal of Buan Venter. So all round, the Cheetahs front rankers in this game have been outstanding.
Thank you.
Up goes Wechner. Quick support, and then from Louis van der Westhuizen as well. It's in his hands now.
Advantage, 18, side entry.
And they've got to be very careful there, Kumbarai, that he doesn't go from enter from the wrong point. Farsi. Yeah, they're going back for the penalty for side entry.
Shot.
You mentioned Michael Kumbarai, lateral entry. The Cheetahs earned themselves a penalty. Looks like they've opted for the post. They're just going to get that scoreboard ticking over. A nervous 15 minutes in this opening of the second half of this Carling Currie Cup fixture. See, Kumbarai, 18, straight in from the side, in front of the referee, Marius van der Westhuizen.
So Tion Meyer coming onto the field for the Cheetahs. Tion Meyer wins his 67th cap at Currie Cup level, the most experienced player on the field. I think I'm right in saying this stage. You can see some of those other players. Timberlani Poli, and a great kick again by Frans Steyn. Well, he's had his kicking boots on today. 5 out of 5.
2 and 6.
He's been outstanding from the tee, has Francois Steyn. Maybe is not as much as experience as Francois Steyn, considering he ran out 92 times for Montpellier and then 67 book caps.
Advantage for a knock on.
Well, it's knocked on, and Hendrickse gets a speculative pass away.
Advantage
now
over.
with number 20 is Body. And look at this for sidestepping by Reno Smith.
Tackle now, release. Knee on the ground.
Going in hard
Release.
was
Knee on the ground.
Conrad van Vuren, and Smith reading it slightly incorrectly there.
Option. Okay, 11 is back on. Okay, they've selected the line on.
Roscoe Speckman about to make his re-entry after his sin bin stint, back on the field.
So Tion Meyer in at scrum half for the Cheetahs, and Fezenbata with the throw. Fezenbata, the captain of the KwaZulu-Natal under 21 side. It's Henko Venter driving hard offside the whole Cheetahs backline. Hendrickse. Oh, he got that ball away nicely, and now, oh, it couldn't get the pass away there.
Now we're going to play.
It was Noche who just couldn't get his pass away. You can see the clap of hands in frustration.
It was a quick tap penalty from little scrum half Jaden Hendrickse. Just couldn't get that ball away to the speedster, Yao Penke.
Yeah, I don't think they did. I didn't think you did. Yeah.
Yeah, they were appealing for a late tackle on Hendrickse there with the Sharks.
Which makes it look bad, but the tackle was on the chest.
Safe hands by Reniel Hugo again.
Say more. Use it now.
Ball non-emergent. Tion Meyer will complain. Tion Meyer, who went to
that more was constructed so
Westville Boys High in that Durban area.
Well, Opa Mahoje makes his re-entry to the field for the yellow card, which was given to Boan Venter. Had to be an even compliment up front for the front rows.
Please. Who's number 7?
And now Mahoje is being replaced by George Cronje. product of Grey College.
George Currie, who was a late
Just go
replacement.
left off the mark.
Good to see Mahojay in action again.
Crouch. Fine. Set.
Hendrickse, Bosch, Hendrickse again, Pinket, but they couldn't hold on, and awkward Speckman.
Handling errors by the Sharks has been a problem.
A bit of banter, a bit of argument, in fact,
Just go
between
left
the
off the
players.
mark,
There
and
were
I'll
a
make sure
whole
that they
host
left.
of
You
subs
staying on the
coming
mark,
on
so you're causing
for
the
the
problem.
Sharks now. Van der Meest,
9-14-5. 9-14 and 5.
Madosh Tambwe and Grant Williams. So Werner Koch coming off, but he's had so little to do today. One of those games where the ball just didn't run to the right wing. Similarly for Roscoe Speckman. Now tempers are getting a little bit frayed.
Yeah, a bit of handbag throwing.
Interesting that Henko Fenter is one of the players accosted by his former teammates in the little shove around. JJ van der Meest, Grant Williams, Tambwe, Farsi, all on the field. Only Kwesi Mona not on the field as yet. Victor Sekuketi still to come on for the Cheetahs. So the wheel was good for the Sharks, taken there by Farsi.
In on the angle. In on the
so
angle.
The penalty going the way of the visiting side.
A much more solid scrum by the Sharks.
Yeah.
And it was Cameron Dawson that scrummed in on the angle. Sharks are chasing the game. Looks like he's going to do an up and under.
Well, Tion Meyer desperate to attempt to keep the ball in field. But Kerwin Bosch's kick, an outstanding one. Now, the Sharks have been unproductive from this situation during this game.
That's the scrum that earned the Sharks the penalty. You need to earn the turn. First go straight. He scrummed in and therefore penalised.
And they desperately need to score here. And that ball eluding that Ruben van Heerden. And the boot away by Smith. Well taken by Venke. Good tackle by Smith. There comes Van der Meest. The big lad from DHS.
19! Nice now!
Just working the short side, Grant Williams. Fenter taking it to Grant Williams in possession again. Bosch finding Van Heerden. And now Farsi driven back by a power tackle there from, looked like George Currie. Lucanio had very few opportunities, beautifully intercepted by Mayer, then picked up Papinka again. This is Kumbarai. Well, it's all a bit scrappy and messy
no advantage. That's the water break.
in the heat of the day.
Water break.
All those Glenwood guys who are cursing me at the moment, I'm sorry, I've just been told that Van der Meest is that old Glenwood boy.
The Sharks are obviously trying to force the pace, trying to get back into this game. They're chasing this game, trailing by 30 points to 10. There's only been 3 points scored in the second half.
Yeah, and we've had those situations. How we wouldn't have a stat on how many line-outs the Sharks have had 5 meters from the Cheetahs line, but it has been unproductive. Just that one try by the left winger from an interception in the 3rd minute of the game.
Well, hats off to the Cheetahs. Their defensive line-out 5 meters out against the Sharks has been out of this book. They've driven the Sharks back. They put pressure in the air. That puts pressure on the opposition hooker. They've done really well defensively, considering in those first 3 Carling Currie Cup outings, they conceded 14 tries.
Yeah, and I think it's been an outstanding performance by the front row of the Cheetahs, also by Wagner, and the experience of Carl Wagner and Reniel Hugo, a telling factor in the middle of that Cheetah scrum.
Okay, time on. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Good scrum ball for the Sharks. Pinkett. Fenter, Henko Fenter, the former loose forward of the Cheetahs. Now, what are they going to do here, Vim? Should they kick for goal, try and get another 3 points on the board and just get that scoreboard moving in the second half for them, or will the Cheetahs kick for goal with Frans Steyn?
We know Frans going to make it, but at the end of the day, there's 15 minutes left in the second half. They've scored 3 tries. They need that bonus point try. So me personally, I would knock it down in the corner. They've been really good at line-out time and set that driving maul up.
Well, that's what they're going to do. And a good kick by Frans Steyn. Tendency can be to be looked for too much, and the ball goes behind the corner flag.
Finds himself in open waters and immediately presence at that breakdown by the Cheetahs. The Sharks need immediate cleaners to secure possession. It's letting them down.
Well, terrific play by George Cronier. Reno Smith, a bit of a sloppy pass, but well, Tian Mayo recovered nicely, but then slipped into touch. Fez Mbata.
They're wasting their own time.
A little chat there with Timberlani Boli, Van der Mest. And then it goes to Van Heerden, Williams, Bosch, Fenter. Kerwin Bosch has been really forced into kicking that up and under because of the closing down of the Cheetahs' defence there very quickly.
George Cronier trapped off sides, jumping the gun. Obviously the Cheetahs are trying to get that extra line speed to put as much pressure on the Sharks as possible.
Let's go.
Well, we're moving up towards that 70-minute mark where there's just 10 minutes left, 20 points adrift. The Sharks, the Cheetahs have given so far an outstanding home performance as Jeremy Ward takes it forward a little bit. Then Henko Penta working like a Trojan for the Sharks. Williams.
Passes forward, the inside pass.
Yeah, it's one of those days. But it has been outstanding defence. I think outstanding front row play by the Cheetahs as well.
The Cheetahs are doing well as first-time tackles. They're chopping the Sharks down, and therefore it creates mistakes for the Sharks.
Okay, time off.
Carl Wechner down. Is that just to take a breather?
He's also been solid, led from the front for his side and opened the try count for this Cheetahs side right from the first kickoff of the first half. It was a good kick chase by Speckman. Possession was conceded, and then from there the Cheetahs just rumbled on, and eventually the captain got the try.
Okay, time on.
Representing South African schools 11 years ago. In fact, did that Craven Week.
Played for SA under 20 in 2011 and did a stint for Start Francais.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Well, it's a good scrum by the Sharks. That's what they need at this stage, and they need plenty of it.
He's coming forward.
Stay here. You can hear it. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Well, free kick quickly taken by Man, finding open space there. Farsi has a long way to go, and it will be an easy touchdown for him.
It was touched.
Oh dear me, it was touched. The referee picked up that it was touched, and so it will be a 5-meter scrum to the Cheetahs. Well, somebody should have screamed to Farsi and said it's been touched. Maybe they did, but in the heat of the moment he didn't hear them.
Let's go, please.
Quick tap penalty. Let's take a look at this replay.
15 minutes. This is it, yeah?
Yeah, there's obviously a little touch there. But who could blame the fullback?
Massive scrum for the Cheetahs.
Crouch. Bind. Set. No, guys. Do we need to get the other guys back on?
Well, the Cheetahs won't mind this at all because it's just
or are you going to try and scrum?
Working the clock.
Because it wasn't that bad until you guys came on.
And the clock ticking down.
You heard Marius van der Westhuizen say to the replacement front row, do we need to get the other guys back on? It's been a shambles since you've come on.
Crouch. Bind. Say again, Griffin.
Well, Oxen Chair, the only front ranker still on the field. He must be feeling the heat, but he's soldiering on.
On the back, on the side. Right, get the arm up. Thank you. Crouch. Fine. Set.
Meyer. Fontaine, Speckman. Oh, that's a great tackle by Pink. Meyer again, Rudolph, and away goes Reno Smith. Try number 2. And that will wrap the game up. If not already wrapped up, but I don't see the Sharks coming back. Are they going to go to the TMO? No, the try given. Thought maybe he might have just lost control, but Rudolph, lovely pass again.
That just made the try. The timing of the pass from Rudolph, he's been outstanding this afternoon. But before that, Roscoe Speckman gets trapped with no support by Jal Penke. And the appreciation of the law, he left the ball on the ground, he stood up back on his feet, and that's what made that try, actually, that breakdown down there. But take a look at the timing of that pass from Jeandre Rudolph. Let's take a look at the hands. They are back.
Okay. So it's clearly caught out of hands. The first action is there, and then obviously it just drifts forward.
Yes.
Okay.
No, foul disallowed. Referee indicating there that they judged it to be a forward pass. So we'll just erase Reno Smith from the scoreboard. And there, Oxen Chair has done his job manfully. And Kwesi Mona is the last front row replacement.
Locks! Take it, Jumpy! Take it, Jumpy! Locks!
Crouch!
Let's go, Koen. Let's go.
Fine.
Kwezimana replaces Oxenchair, product of Selborne College. Done stints with the Griquas Pumas.
Crouch. Fine. Set.
Williams, Bosch. Good ball by Farsi away for Lukanyam. And then a tremendous cross-field tackle, but still the Sharks in possession.
By 21.
Bosch again. Well, that's a great tackle in midfield. Kerwin Bosch, van der Mescht. Good run by the big lock forward, the big young lock forward.
Dangerous by 21.
Dangerous by 21. Keon Meyer.
Just slipped into it.
Farsi taking it to ground on the Cheetahs 22. Penalty Sharks. Quickly taken by Williams in Ward, trying to get it away. Little dart there from Madosh Tambwe. But again, those white shirts of the Cheetahs swarming all over the Sharks players. Dangerous play, the referee.
There's just too many penalties at the moment. Deliberate knock on.
grabs his yellow card out.
Okay, hold it.
And so it is Fortuyn who will see the rest of the game from the bench. Or was there a little bit of
They can't evaporate.
obstruction
They
there?
just stood their ground.
And so they'll go back. Well, they'll go back for the 22 dropout.
Okay.
Now they will get Franz Steyn
5 and 13,
to
please.
smash it about 90
Okay, that,
meters down the field
okay, that, yeah.
as Howard Manisi comes onto the field, along with Victor Sekaketi. So both benches have been emptied now.
Okay, time on.
Farsi. Well, the little jink didn't work because he ran straight into two defenders and then they couldn't really find a support player. Notche just taking his eyes off the ball but recovered quickly. Williams, Bosch, were way there by Fortuyn. Forward pass, says the referee, a game ridden with errors.
This one. Let's go,
Picture
please.
Temelani Boli,
Okay, time off.
product of Jamangili Secondary School in the Transkei. That was the forward pass. Will it be the last throw of the dice for the Cheetahs to earn themselves a vital bonus point try and keep them in the run for the playoff
Okay.
berth?
Do you need something? You need a stretcher? Okay.
Well, on the 2nd of January, they have the Stormers here on this very field. A little bit of trouble here for Cameron Dawson. There's the log as the result stands right now.
Can we go?
The Cheetahs have got to play Griquas, haven't they?
Their last fixture of this Currie Cup will be away against the Griquas.
Okay, that's the time, guys. We need...
Griquas down there in the bottom in the wooden spoon area.
Well,
Thank
I'm
you.
sure John Dobson and co down in Cape Town will be watching this game with great interest as Buan Fenta comes back on the field to replace Cameron Dawson. Looks like he might have done a lower back injury, and he'll be a happy chappy, will Harvey's Free, the Cheetahs coach.
Okay, just get shoulder there, please.
Well, there's the most valuable
Crouch.
player award, not man of the match anymore. It's the Carling most valuable player.
Fine.
MVP, as they have in American football. Good scrum by the Sharks. Oh, deliberate wheel
Clearly
that
walking
judges
around.
the referee. And so the
Dropping
penalty
the bind
goes
and
the way
clearly
of the
walking
home
around.
side.
And scrumming in on the angle does Quesimona.
I want to set up this line out, try and get that vital bonus point try.
Scrumming in on the angle.
Got to dominate on both sides. You can't only dominate on your side.
There's a very accurate kick there by Franz Steyn. Up goes Sikaketi, the little double around by Rudolph. Mayer will want this ball quickly as Fenta stands off. This situation was added illegally stolen. Yes, says the referee. So I would be inclined to go for a scrum here. What will Carl Wagner do? Well, quite obviously what he has instructed Steyn to do. Again, he leaves nothing to chance, does Franz Steyn.
He knocks it right into the top of the grandstand. Imagine being the ball boy having to fetch his balls.
Time off, please. We need a ball.
Yeah, eventually the ball arrives.
Time is off. They can have 5 if they want. Time is off. Get in. Time on.
So Louis van der Westhuizen with the throw. Goes to Sikaketi. Howard Manisi joining them all. Meyer. Steyn hangs off. Steyn gets. Will barge his way as far as possible. Good defence there by Ward and Lukanya. Now it goes wide for Howard Manisi. Now it's Jean-Andre Rudolph, one of the huge contenders for MVP. Then along what goes Conrad van Vuren. Oh, and the penalty goes the way of the Sharks, so maybe their bonus point has gone. Williams into no man's land. It comes for the scrum half again. The ball away by Noche. Now Kerwin Bosch. Down on the inside goes Tambwe. Knocked on though. So one has to assume, unless there's some
you can't be the only one
amazing magic from one or two of the players, that could be the final result.
Okay, let's go.
It's been the story of the afternoon for the Shark side. Too many handling errors. Obviously they're chasing the game. They want to go out with a bang. That was totally forward.
Interesting, Rona Smith has made his way all across the field. He's right up against the main grandstand side touchline. Is this going to be a tactic? Remember that Fortuin is off the field, watching from the sin bin.
Also Roscoe Speckman has joined the fray in that back line. He's standing pretty deep. He might be used as a dummy runner.
Clayton Blommetjies at fly half for the white shirts.
Crouch. Sit. Bind. Set.
Meyer. Steyn, who lose the first tackler, couldn't elude Lukanyam. Now the play turns the other way. Williams. Nowhere to go for Williams. Sikaketi had him covered. Now the ball coming out to Henko Fenter. Stopped on his own 22 though. Williams, body went to catch and then left it. There's really Van der Mest going forward nicely. Now Kerwin Bosch taken to ground by Williams. And then a speculative again. Now with Noche. Good ground made by the number 8.
Now play it.
Ward. But they're not making an awful lot of ground. They've moved it up from the 22 to the 10-meter line. Williams then away for Farsi. Henko Fenter. Now the counter ruck coming from the Cheetahs, and it may be good. George Cronier still looking for that bonus point. Caden Blommetjies couldn't get away. Can this number 1 that had such a good game have Juan Fenter? And the try is given. Juan Fenter was there to finish it off.
Well, the counter ruck made it, and then George Cronier stayed on his feet, stole some cheeky meters. Little show and go from Blommetjies, and Check out the energy that this propper's got. He knows where the try line is. That's the bonus point try for the Cheetahs, and it's much needed.
Well, you know, it's not often that a front ranker gets an MVP award, but my award would go to Vuan Fenta. They've scrummed brilliantly, the front row of the Cheetahs. I'm not quite sure who will get the MVP award, but he's had an outstanding game. The man from Kimberley, the R High School, but playing for Griquas in Craven Week and then making it into the SA School squad. Now, can Franz Steyn make it 100% day for him? Boom, it goes straight over the crossbar. Conversion and wonderful close kicking by Steyn. He's punted the ball well all day. And so, who can complain with a scoreline like that, particularly if you're a Free State supporter? And I think a wonderful performance by the Cheetahs. And no wonder they'll be happy with that. And so the Cheetahs will come away with it from this game. They will be all smiles. A disappointing day for the Sharks where nothing really went right. They had scored their last try in the 3rd minute, 37-10.